Hi friends, this is Monica and today I'm back with another fun and easy project. So today we will see how to make this beautiful ocean water effect, and the technique is so easy that even kids can do it. Although I must say that it's a little bit of a messy technique, so if kids are doing this, make sure they are doing it under adult supervision. For this project, I will use Ken Oliver's Color Burst Pigment Powder, and I'll show you in a minute what these pigment powders are and how to use them. I just wanted to point out that this can get very messy, so make sure you choose an area that you can clean up easily, or you use a stack of paper or cardboard box that you can throw out easily. So here actually I'm put a stack of newspapers, and you can see that it's already very dirty, but I can throw it out easily. I'll show you in a minute how messy it can get, but the effects are so beautiful. And you see here, this is my test sheet on which I was trying some colors. These color burst pigments are actually powdered. They are colored powder, and it's a very concentrated form of paint pigment. Let me show you how it looks like. If you press this little bit, some pigment will come out like this. So they are just colored powder. And what I have here is a product created by Ken Oliver. I believe there are other pigment powders in the market as well, but I have not tried them. So I'm just going to show a demonstration by these particular powders, but I believe that the technique will apply to any colored powder as well. So this Ken Oliver's set comes in 6 colors: phthalo green, violet, marigold, which is orange, ultramarine blue, peony, which is very pretty red, and then lemon yellow. Let's see how to use them. All you need is a heavyweight paper. I'm using a mixed media paper. You can use a watercolor paper as well. You need the pigment colors. You can buy a set, or you can even buy just 1 or 2 color. As I mentioned, you do want a stack of paper or a cardboard box underneath to prevent the mess, or actually be able to try to prevent the mess. And you need a small spray bottle. I just used an old perfume bottle that was running out of the perfume. I cleaned it up and filled it with water. So you do need something that you can use to spray the water on. So I'm going to use the blue color, as I think it will really stand out on this mess of other colors. So as I showed earlier, you want to press this and spray the powder where you want, and then you just spray water on it and look at how it will just activate it. Look at this. It's such intense, pretty colors, and the more water you put, the more it will flow around, and you can even, lift and tilt the paper a little bit to move the color around. So I think this is already giving you a sense of how I'm going to use the water effect, but I'm going to show you really how do you want to use the painting principles to make water that looks realistic. So let me take a free sheet, a new sheet, and let's get started. Got to mention, you also need a paper towel or something that you can dry it from, because or heat gun or dryer that you can use to suck in all the water. Otherwise it will take a long time to dry, and it will actually warp your paper as well, so it's not gonna look good. So here I have a new sheet of paper, and I'm going to use 3 colors: violet, blue, and green. And the reason is because you want to create a depth in the water, in the sense you want to make the water look like water is like going away from you, right? So one of the things you want to keep in mind is that the things that are closer to us are warmer, and the things that, as things move farther away, including water, it will get cooler. So I think I'll need a separate video on warm and cool, but just to keep in mind that water, right, if I'm gonna, water looks more greenish or yellowish when it is closer to you, and it looks more darker, grayer, or on the violet side as it is away from you. So that's why I'm using these 3 colors to create the sense of depth in the water. So I'm gonna pretend that this side is my is the front, like the closer to me, and this side is water is receding or moving away from me. So which means that I'm gonna put purple on this side. Let me just spray. And I don't want a whole bunch of purple. The purple is a very, very intense color, so I just want a little bit of it. I want to put like the blue in the majority of it, and you see this is very, very tiny particles of it, and eventually, you know, they'll all mix into each other just a little bit, but the more pigment you put at one area, then, you know, more of that color you will see in that area. So, and then on this side I'm going to put a little green. So this is the warmer side, this is, here water is coming closer to us, this is the edge closer to us, and since I have a little bit of space left, I'm going to put a yellow as well, but you don't really need that. I think I do like effect even without using yellow. I've got a really good water effect with them. So now the fun starts. Now I did wanted to point out that, you know, we don't want these colors to be moving into each other. We don't want to maintain that the warmer colors stay on this edge and the cooler colors stay on this edge. So we're not going to move them around. So so if we have to tilt the paper to move the pigment around, we will tilt it this side or that side. So we're going to tilt it like this and not like this. Okay, so you will get the sense when I start putting the water in. So let's start this and see how intense and beautiful the colors will become. So yeah, let me just put as much water as I can in the first go, and you see here the color have already started moving and mixing a little bit depending upon as my paper is tilting. Let me get all color and water in place before I start to tilt it to get those nice water waves coming in. Right, so now that I have got the base, it's already looking very pretty effect, right? And I'm just going to move a little bit so to get some horizontal lines like this. That will add to the water effect, and it also allows excess paint to kind of, you know, fall off the edge of the paper. So as I said, this can make your work surface very, very messy. So make sure you have you know, you have enough stack of papers or cardboard or something at the bottom of it that you can easily throw away or easily clean up. Okay, as you notice, my paper has warped a little bit, which is absolutely fine, and this is the reason why you want a heavyweight paper, because it can take the water easily. And let me just go and let me get a paper towel so that I can start drying away the excess color and excess water. So I'll just, you know, strategically, wherever there is extra water is where I will you know, dab it lightly. I don't want to dab it too hard, because anywhere I dab, it's going to lift off the color and it will create its own texture and texture in place. So, you know, some place you may want it. Let me show you an effect here. See, here it became a little texture, and you may want it at certain places, and that's totally fine. Also, you want to note that if you already have a color lined up on your paper, and if you put that color in, it will leave some of that color also on the paper. So this is the final effect of how it came about, and you know, anytime you try it, you will get a different pattern altogether, which is very representative of the water itself, which is never still. You can further embellish these paintings by painting some fishes or some sea creatures, reef, or even seashells. Just keep in mind that acrylic will work best on top of them. Don't use watercolor, and you can see some examples here. The limits are endless as to what you can do with using these water paintings as the base. You know, I love painting, and as you can see in my studio here, and I love experimenting with new and cool products and, you know, new techniques. So if you have not subscribed to my video, make sure you subscribe to this channel.